God is omnipresent. He doesn't just know he's there. I can know that on this journey, all will be well with you, but I will not be there with you. Hope you know that nothing compares to presence. I can tell you, don't worry, enter that room, they will give you what you want. It is worlds apart with me entering the room with you and say, give him what he wants. So God does not just know your tomorrow when he gives you assurance. He is there with you. This is what the psalmist knew. And they said, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. See, if God tells you, don't worry about evil, that is good enough. But if God is with you in evil, that means no evil has the power to affect you. So the psalmist could have a thanksgiving in the valley of the shadow of death. He said, even in the presence of my enemies, he said, my cup runneth over. He is not afraid of his enemies because the one greater than his enemies is with him. This is what the mystery that preserved Israel. When Balak hired Balaam to curse Israel, Israel already had a word that God will preserve them. The Bible said he rebuked kings for their sake. He said, touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm. That alone was enough. But God didn't just send the word. He was in the camp with them. When Balaam went to curse them, he said, there's no enchantment against Israel. There's no divination against Jacob. Why? He said, the shout of the king. See, that's why even when your faith failed, you didn't fail. Your faith is built on your trust in what God says. But the presence of God is superior to your faith. A point came, the faith of Peter failed. He says, Simon, Simon, Satan desires to have you, to sift you as wheat. He said, but I have prayed for you. When God is present, God is walking with you. He's walking with you. He said he told them to go and they went. Mark 16:20. And he said, and the Lord walking with them, confirming the words with signs and wonder. So they are not just believing in the word of God. God is there walking. When I lay hands on the sick, God is laying hands on the sick. When I'm preaching here and declaring, God is talking through me. He said, when you are called to speak, don't bother what you say. Open your mouth. I will fill it with words. He said, when they hear you, they hear me. That dimension is omnipresent. But you find Christians, a boss threatens you and you are dying, you are fainting. He said, who are you, O mountain, before Zerubbabel? Who are you? The immortal one is here. The invincible one is here. The immutable one. So the reason this revelation is strong is because every other thing God is, this is where it's capped. When God is with you, eternity is with you. When God is with you, all power is with you. When God is with you, everything that makes him God is with you. This is where the glory of our life comes from. The psalmist said, he said, men have risen up against him. He said, but thou, O Lord, you are a shield for me. You are my glory and the lifter up of my head. I will not be moved for a second. There is no human being on earth that can make me feel afraid for a second. It's not given to them. Except God is not with me. Even when my faith fails, his presence will make the difference. His presence, as important as faith is, he said the just shall live by faith. But even when my faith fails, if he's present, he's enough. Did you not read about Peter? Lord, if it be thou, bid me come. He said, come. Peter started walking on the water. But the Bible said they turned back and saw the boisterous wind. And he began to sing. Faith has failed. The next thing, presence was activated. Master, help me. And the Bible said quickly, Jesus heard him and pulled him up. Why did you doubt? So when faith fails, presence is enough. Presence. He is omnipresent. He is with you. And he will always be with you. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. He said, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. That place is called valley of death. He said, but I fear no evil. Not because I'm a king. Not because I'm a warrior. Not because I'm a champion. Not because I have faith. He said, for thou art with me. For thou art with me. For thou art with me. The psalmist said in Psalm 16:11, he said, thou will show me the path of life. Where is the path of life? In thy presence. That's where the path of life is. And he said, there is fullness of joy, and at thy right hand, pleasures. That's why in the midst of crisis, we are full of joy. Joy is not happiness. Happiness is of the soul. Joy is of the spirit. Joy is born out of the awareness that God is with you. And Nehemiah 8:10 said, the joy of the Lord is Berula as Davilo Baraka Stivak Zelebrondo Ziza Aktaradida Sadash. I was supposed to go to one nation, and a man threatened me that if I come there, we will settle a score. I told him, don't make the mistake of beating me. You will be in trouble. That's the nation where he lives. You threaten me. When I went to God, he said, go, I'm with you. My God. Meanwhile, a friend of mine was threatened by the same man. He canceled his trip. No, we don't cancel our trip. The greater one lives in us. The king of the earth lives with us. I entered that nation majestically. The guy didn't show up. Something would have happened to him. He knew he didn't show up. Not because I'm an apostle, but I know God is with me. I know. One of the encounters I had, God came to me. Jesus said, because I live, you will face tomorrow. I've been to places where men lose their heart. I've been there. I'm not saying I've never been afraid, because you grow in the consciousness of this thing. I've been in places where for a moment things happened and I was scared. And God reminded me, have you forgotten that I'm with you? And every day I grow in this consciousness. I grow. And the more you grow, the stronger you become. The bigger you become. The more impactful.